It's always weird. You got new mics up here. It's these extra guys.
Richard, how much by now is it just next man up on the defense, and that's the way it is now?
It's always been that way. It's always been that way since I came here, since we've ever been playing. It's always been next man up. Anytime somebody gets hurt, it's next man up, and the next man has to be ready to go and ready to fill the role and exceed the role.
Does Mebane's loss concern you in any way?
I mean, it's concerning in terms of you never want to lose a teammate. You know, you never want to lose a guy of his caliber. He's a great person, a great individual, great player. And we're sorry for his loss, and it sucks because, you know, the kind of person he is, and but you know, I think we'll find ways to play hard and make up for it.
You realize that after one game you were pumping Bobby Wagner as the greatest player, and the next week you sit there and you've been doing it for
You know what? I've done it for a few people, and you know, I've done it for KJ Wright. So let's cross our fingers. You know, let's cross our fingers.
Leave me alone, don't.
You know, he's continued to play well. So but you know, I don't know what position they would send him as. You know, he's played Mike, Will, Sam. Yeah, I might have messed him up there, but that is interesting. I just thought about that. Touche.
Marginal seasons at this point.
Yeah. I was going to use a word, but it was a bit too funny.
Richard, how impressed are you with the way Ron Parker's played out in Kansas City?
Oh, I'm very impressed. But I mean, we've seen him do it time after time. I mean, Ron's been a great player for a while. You know, here he made a lot of plays. He made a lot of big plays. He was a great contributor on special teams and on defense, and to see him get his opportunity to shine and go out there and actually, you know, play football and make plays and start is just we're excited for him, man. We're really excited for him because, you know, he's still part of the LOB. You know, he's a guy that played with us. You know, we got a lot of guys out there now. You know, we still got Brandon Browner out there. We still got a lot of guys who play good football, and we're happy and proud to see him thrive.
Do you ever just think about the amount of cornerbacks, like you said, that are out there, in particular that group you guys had in camp last year? I mean, there's Winfield retired, and then all these guys all over the league.
Yeah, I mean it's incredible to think. You know, in my time here, we've seen a lot of guys, and a lot of them are still starting in this league, and I think that's an attestament to the kind of development and kind of talent we have, and also the kind of work ethic those guys have, and the talent those guys have, and everything they were able to do, and you know. All of them have come from pretty tough spots. You know, Ron Parker was undrafted and played safety, and then had to move to corner and had a back and forth kind of career to that point. And then it ended up coming in handy in Kansas City because he's been able to play both, and he's been able to stay on the field, and that's exciting.
Richard, what's special about the way Rashard and the rest of the coaching staff teaches defensive backs?
I think they just bring the best out of you. You know, they they force you to use the best of your abilities. You know, if you do a certain thing well, they want to see you do that well. They want to see you continue to do that well. They don't try to coach you to do something you don't do well. You know, a lot of coaches try to box guys in and teach them all the exact same way, the exact same technique. You do this, whether they do it well or not. And I think these guys allow a little bit more leeway, a little bit more freedom for you to play to your strengths.
What stands out to you when you look at Kansas City's offense?
Oh, well, they have some explosive athletes. You know, obviously DeAnthony Thomas and Jamal Charles obviously have, you know, can go go the distance at any time, and I think that's what they play to. Kelsey is leading the league in yak, and they just get the guys the ball quickly in space, and they do something with it. I think they trust their guys to make plays, and they trust them to get yards after the catch, and that's how they run their offense effectively.
Is Alex different than the quarterback you saw in San Francisco?
No. I think he's the same quarterback he was his last couple of years. He's very efficient with the ball. He wants to. He's not going to take a lot of huge shots. He's not going to take a lot of huge risks, but he's going to move the ball down the field. He's going to get his first downs, and he's going to keep the clock moving. And I think he's still doing a great job of that.
Richard, there are a lot of things that go into interceptions and getting those, whatever. When you're evaluating your own game, what sort of things are you looking for? Obviously, fans look at kind of interceptions right away, but what other things are you looking for?
In terms of
how you're playing.
I mean, you just look at the end of the day, you look at wins and losses, you look at how the defense is playing. You look at, I guess, how many explosives the team has given up. I think guys have always wondered, the game's about touchdowns. You see how many touchdowns the guy's given up. You can really tell what kind of season he's having. And if he's giving up 8, 9 touchdowns, I guarantee you he's not having a great season. Whether he has 10 picks or not, you got 10 picks and 10 touchdowns scored on you, still, give and take there.
As a Southern Cal guy, how do you feel about playing in games that are below freezing?
Well, Seattle's been pretty cold these last couple of years, so I think I've gotten a little bit more acclimated to the temperature change than I used to be coming from Southern California. I think we played in a 40-degree game when I was in high school, and we thought that was death. Everybody's out there moving like mummies. But I think we've become more accustomed to feeling that kind of weather out here. I think it's it might be below freezing right now or close to it. So it is what it is.
We've had a lot of attention to looking at the schedule, last 7 games, pretty rough road for you. We asked Coach Carroll, and he won't look past this week. Do you guys kind of view all the division teams ahead of you as an opportunity challenge? Can you take a big picture?
It's more indifference. Championship opportunity every week. I think the public perception and the media perception is a lot different than the actual perception of the team and the actual perception of the players. I think, we look at every game as a tough game. Kansas City's going to be a tough game. Every team is an NFL team. They got pros. They got big-time players. So every game's going to be a tough game, and it's going to be a grind. I don't think we look at, any team as more of a challenge than another team. I think they're all going to be challenging games, and that's why you take them one game at a time.
You pinpointed discipline in the secondary as being a big reason y'all took a step forward last season. And how's it been this year?
It's been fantastic. Guys have been disciplined. I think that's what has allowed us to stay in ball games and to be in ball games to the last minute, even in the games we lost. We're still in ball game to the last second. The Rams game, you get a ball fall your way, you get a ball fall another way, you lose the ball game. But I think that's allowed us to fight through these injuries and to continue to play at a high level, even though we've been banged up. I think we could have easily been banged up and lost some of these games against good teams. We got a lot of young guys playing, a lot of guys without a lot of experience. So those games could have went either way. But guys have been playing sound football, and that's allowed us to continue to win.
And for you personally, I know your standard for interceptions is so incredibly high with what you've done. How has it been difficult for you to just stay in that same place? Have you had to fight some kind of inclinations to want to cheat here and there, or
Not really. Not really. I mean, because you just continue to play sound football and they'll come. You know, like I said before, they come in bunches. So when they come, I think going into week 12 or 13, I might have had 2 or 3, and then I got 4 in 2 games. You know, it comes in bunches. So you don't really worry about those things. You know, I mean, as long as the team's winning and you're doing your job effectively, that's all you can worry about. If the picks come, they come.
Do you spend much time thinking, having to deal with the younger cornerbacks, less experienced guys over there next to you, given all the injury problems?
I would say you got to give more time, but you just do your due diligence. You know, you make sure they're prepared. You make sure they know the indicators, what to look for, the tendencies that the offense has, and just make sure they're prepared. I think that's our duty as veteran players to make sure everybody's prepared, and I think everybody has a hand in that.
There was a training camp practice, I think, where you were out and you were talking to Farrell before every play about what was coming and stuff like that. How important is that recognition to allowing you to be successful with just being able to kind of anticipate things like that?
It's incredibly important. I think at the speed of this game and everything that comes with it, you know, the rules and this, that, and the second, you got to have anticipation. You got to have the ability to read plays, to see things before they happen, because if you don't, you know, it's gonna be a hard day on you.
How has Cam Chancellor been this season?
He's been really tough. I mean, he's tough every season. Every season he's battling injuries. I mean, obviously, the way he plays is with an incredible reckless abandon, and he plays the game very violently. So you know, he's going to have his fair share of injuries and nicks and bangs here and there, and he continues to fight through them and continues to persevere, and he'll be back out there this week, and we appreciate that.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you.